Yeah, I thought we fixed some, problems that we had at Florida tonight. I thought we talked a lot about trying to win the first and last 4-minute wars of the first half and second half. We had a problem closing the half at Florida, opening the second half at Florida. We did that. We won. We tied the first 4-minute deal, won the next 3. So thought we went into the halftime on a run, came out of the halftime on a run, kind of closed down any runs they made. Thought our, defensive effort in the second half was as good as we've had. Typically we've been pretty good in the first half and then had a relapse in the second half on the defensive end. Our stats guys had us at a .94 in the first half and a .95 in the second half, so it was just about dead even. Proud of our guys. Kyra won the hard hat, as you can see. First time he's got it, so great to see him. I thought it was the best game he's played in a while. Thought he was efficient with his shots, getting to the rim. Thought this was the best game G played too, so it was great. Being from Mississippi, G got to come out and play as well as he did against Mississippi State. So.
We'll take questions for the student athletes first. Go back row, Cecil.
For Galen, first, just your reaction to the win, since you're from Mississippi, and second, your reaction to out-rebounding them for the game, which was sort of a priority, I think, talking to Coach yesterday.
It was a big-time win for us, especially coming off the Florida loss. We put a lot of emphasis coming to the game on rebounding and also ending the game just like we should have at Florida. So I think just rebounding was one of our biggest emphasis on this game.
All right, we'll go to Alex in the second row. Both players, it really seemed when y'all had your little drought, 0-for-8 drought in the middle of the first half, that y'all decided to go inside. I think you had back-to-back kind of layups or post-move plays. How much do you feel like that sparked that little run y'all put together late in the first half?
I had to say it was a big spark for us because we got the ball inside, moved it around, and G made great plays back-to-back. So just getting those 2 buckets and then getting great stops and pushing and running, it helped us a lot in that game.
Yeah, I think it gave us a great spark. Kyra finding me in the right places, her finding me, and all my teammates just finding me in those right places. I just try to make sure I finish them the best that I can so it can help us out and get the win.
First for Galen, they are a big front line. Reginald Perry, he fouls out. Abdul Abu, you guys did a good job against them. Was that the emphasis to be really aggressive tonight and try to get them out of the game?
Definitely. There were 2 really good players, especially on the board, so we had to make sure that all our bigs and especially our guards also help us out down there, just getting them out of there and getting the boards.
And then this is for Kyra. I know it was frustrating losing the Florida game. Was there an emphasis in practice on finishing at the rim because you guys really attacked aggressively tonight? You missed some opportunities in Gainesville.
Yeah, I had to say that was a big focal point on the team. I just had to say for myself as well. Every day after practice, going up to this game, I just worked on finishing over my overall game, and I'm glad to carry it over to this game.
They cut the lead down to 58-52 in the second half. Looked like there was a momentum was going their direction. What changed at that point for you guys?
I had to say just keep on playing. Don't worry about them getting a run because it happens in basketball. You can't worry about the past. Just move on to the present and just keep playing hard, getting rebounds, and playing good offense.
Yeah, we just started talking to each other and telling each other we had to make sure that we put out the fire. They started going on a run, so we had to go and make sure we go on our own run also.
Last question for the student athletes right here in the front row.
For Galen, you really seem to take your responsibilities boxing out to heart tonight. Talk a little bit about that and how much you really take pride in that.
Yeah, I take that very seriously, especially since Coach gave me the assignment to guard someone like Reggie Perry. So I just had to make sure that I really got them guys out of there. Even if I didn't get the board, as long as we got the board, we was okay.
All right, thank you guys. Sure, great job. We'll go ahead and take questions for Coach Oats. We'll start in the back row with Cecil. Can't believe you got the
Just to follow up, Coach, I think the final rebound total was y'all were 42-38.
Yeah.
Out-rebounded them by 4. How much emphasis this week, I know we talked about it on Monday, but how much emphasis this week was on keeping them off the glass and then being able to do it with a lot of times with a smaller lineup than they had.
Yeah, I thought it was huge. I mean, it was our number one thing going in. I mean, they were number one in the country in offensive rebounding rate. So we just, and with the way our injuries are and everything, you can't really do a bunch of rebounding drills in practice at this stage of the season. So we just big point emphasis, a lot of video edits showing guys missing cutouts in practice, Florida, what they got to do. I thought John Petty really stepped up. We kind of challenged him. Like he told me going in, he's like, Coach, go back and watch the video. You're not going to see my guy get one offensive rebound this whole game. So I think we had a lot of guys with that mindset. I mean, JP's one to make it a little bit more vocal. So I was proud of us. I mean, to out-rebound a team that's number one offensive rebound rate in the country, was huge, and I think that contributed to the win in a big way.
Petty hit that step-back three-pointer right in front of the bench where he seemed to ignite things. What was that moment like, and what did that mean for the team?
I mean, Petty's capable of making tough shots. I mean, he, what may be a really bad shot for a lot of other guys isn't really that bad for him. I mean, he's capable of doing that, and he's done it. I think it was a big shot that we needed. Bench kind of erupted. Guys got some energy on the floor. The crowd erupted. I thought our students were great. It's great to be back home with the students back here. Student section was huge. Reese got that dunk in the first half. I thought they erupted. G got the lob from Kyra, the three that Petty hit. There was moments in the game when we needed a lift, and I thought the crowd gave us a lift, and that was one of them. So happy for JP.
Now, you've talked about a lot of space in the floor and trying to hit your shots from outside, but it really did seem like the post game ignited the team, especially late in that first half. How important was that to kind of get that, and was that focused at all to really drive inside?
You know what, they're still adjusting to the way we want to play. We don't want to ignore the post. We just get it there a little different. It's more off drop-offs, off drives. The bigs got to get kind of, we call it in the dunkers area, where it's kind of behind the backboard, off to the side of the lane. Kyra drives, whoever drives, their man steps up, we drop it to him, they dunk the ball. Well, I think G's starting to figure it out. Like, he's getting down there, he's not up shrinking the floor, getting in guards' ways. He's spacing it out, making his man make a decision whether to go attack the guard's drive or stay with him. And I think he's really starting to play well. I'm happy for him. He's a great kid. He always comes into practice. I mean, Coach Hodgson works with our bigs. He just calls them Old Faithful. He just shows up, gives us everything he's got every day. So I'm happy for him. He's gonna be big for us here in SEC play. He's got experience in SEC, and I think it showed tonight.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Beetle Bolden. I thought he had really good ball pressure at times tonight defensively. And then I know you had to take him out of the game, but being able to manage 4 fouls with 16 minutes and then finish the game on the court, and then also Herb managing the foul trouble.
Yeah, shoot, they're always in foul trouble, so I think they're getting used to managing foul trouble. I mean, Beetle was big. He came in and gave us a spark. He plays so hard. Just got to learn how to play hard without fouling. At West Virginia, they press and everybody fouls, so the referee gets a little bit of foul fatigue. They quit calling them. Well, we don't seem to get that around here. Every time you put your hands on it, it's a foul, so he's got to keep his hands off people. But would have been nice to have him for a few more minutes, but I think, I was happy for guys like Jalen Forbes came in and gave us 10 minutes tonight. Hit a 3 for us, played great defense, rebounded the ball, got 3 rebounds in 10 minutes. So, I told him I was going to put him in early. I did. I thought he was great. So, Beetle gets in foul trouble, Herb gets in a little foul trouble, and some other guys step up. And we got to do a better job not fouling, but we were better at it tonight than we were at Florida.
Mississippi State cut it to 6, and then goes TV timeout. What was your message to the team, and what adjustments did y'all make?
Yeah, we weren't getting stops. I mean, every time we give up runs, it's either turnovers on the offensive end or it's a lack of focus and effort on the defense. We just had to get back to getting stops. And the good thing was the players were saying the same thing before I got in the huddle, and I could hear them talking like, we got to get stops. We got to come out, get these next 3 stops. So I think we did. Came out, got some stops. When we get some stops, get out in transition, we're pretty tough to cover. But we also talked about, we've been here before, like talked about that a few times, and timeouts, like referencing back to the Florida game, when you get a big lead, you got to put your foot on, you get a big lead, let them back in. We got to blow this thing open again. This time we blew it open a lot more. I think it's a little easier at home, but, I was proud of the way our guys responded to that run there, and then to open it up back up like we did.
With such a tough start to the conference schedule, how important is it for your team to get this first conference win? And then what does it mean to you personally to get your first SEC win as a coach?
Shoot, I didn't even think about that personal one. I guess that's nice. It was a lot better than being 0-2. Sure you that. But I mean, this was huge. Yeah, you look at, and we're telling our guys we just got to take them one at a time. We're going 1-0, one possession at a time. But if you coach, you got to look at the schedule a little bit. We got at Kentucky, Auburn at home. Auburn's, still one of 2 undefeated teams in the country. That's not going to be an easy one. Playing at Kentucky's not easy. We definitely did not need to go 0-2. It would have been nice to get to Florida 1 and be at 2-0, but, if we're going to challenge for, up at the top of the SEC, this was pretty much a must-win 2 games in. So we got it. Now we got to buckle down, get ready for Kentucky, have a great 2 days in practice, be ready to go. But, I'm happy with the guys' effort. Shoot. I guess it's nice to get my first SEC win. So thanks for reminding me.